Welcome to another weekly Friday chat, July 21st, 2023. Today, I want to talk about, a lot of times when we think about the relationship with me and my clients, it's strictly about investments, investment performance, and things like that. And of course, that's really important, but I want to get into the other stuff that is equally as important. Let's go. So more often than not, a lot of you folks think it's just investments. That's all we should be talking about. And of course, investments are extremely important. They are the engine. Without the money, without the investments, without the income, without the growth, a lot of the stuff that we're talking about isn't possible. But we're assuming that we have that under control, which I do, and we understand kind of what's going on. The other things I like to talk about a lot, and today is just going to be a high-level discussion on some of the things that I can offer and add and bring to the table, and you should be thinking about, and more importantly, to think about reaching out to me when these big decisions are coming up. I want to talk about two instances that just kind of came to mind today that we were able to do amazing things, amazing works, collaborate with us and you folks to come up with a really amazing plan and strategy to get things accomplished, which had nothing to do with investments. The first one is clients of mine were looking to purchase a vacation home in Florida. They live in upstate New York. We're looking to purchase a vacation home in Florida. They started looking kind of right at the end of the pandemic, and they were looking to get a mortgage, which was no problem at that time. Interest rates were historically low, as we know. Mortgage rates were also historically low at about 2.5%. It was a new construction. So with new construction, you can't really tie in the interest rates, which would be great. They went under the assumption that they were going to be purchasing the house with about a 2.5% interest rate. We had all calls, ran all scenarios, looked at all a bunch of different software and charts. Plan worked beautifully with a 20% down payment and the mortgage. But as we know with new constructions and materials, and it took forever. Also, what was happening was at that time, because of the pandemic, lumber was so expensive, it was sometimes cheaper to buy your house in gold. And no, I'm not joking. But that kind of, normalized and got back there, but it took months and months.
I do get the permits. How long will the job take? 2 weeks. 2 weeks? 2 weeks?
And months. And now they're ready to close on their house, dealing with their mortgage broker, sent me over the documents. Well, not only did the mortgage jump from about 2.75% to just under 7%, to no fault of their own. They had great credit, but just because of the mortgage environment that we were in, when I was reviewing all the documents for them, I noticed that there was points in there. So their closing costs were adding almost $25,000 in closing costs just in points alone. This was in Florida, so it's nothing like New York. You basically walk into a room, shake hands, and you're done. Not like in New York where there's 37 different people and takes forever and costs $20,000. But this was 27,000 in points. So I said, let's rethink about this. Let's have a chat, figure out kind of what's going on. So what we did was we sat down and I said to them, how much equity, I knew how much equity they had in the house. I said, why don't we look at doing a home equity line of credit? They were like, I didn't think about that. I said, yeah. So what we do is we do a home equity line of credit, take it out, pay off at the house in full. Instead of paying the bank back, you pay yourself back. Beautiful. It was a home run. It worked out great. Saved them $25,000 in closing costs because of the points. Now they have a home equity line of credit. Their house is paid off. Their mortgage is paid off in about 3 years. And now they're able to just basically pay themselves back at the home equity line of credit. He had some other pensions coming due, small pensions. He worked for the city, the town, had some small pensions coming due. He said, you know what? Take the lump sum and pay down at the home equity line of credit. So long story short, home equity line is gone. House is going to be paid off in 3 years. Their main house in upstate New York. They have a brand new place in Florida, which I will be staying at one day. And they didn't have to pay the $25,000 in closing costs. So the point here is that as you're going through life, real situations, real financial planning, as I like to call it, keep me in the loop. Let me know what's going on, whether it's small purchases, big purchases, whatever. Just get in the habit of just reaching out to me. That's why you're paying me. But these are just things that, to think about when we're paying me. You're paying me for, of course, the investment management, the investment expertise, but you're also paying me for, I'm a certified financial planner. I handle all aspects of things. So think about that. The second one, ironically, has to do with another home purchase. These folks are retired. They're thinking about maybe relocating from Florida to New Haven, Connecticut, because Florida, where they live, the rents have literally doubled because of the pandemic. A lot of, people leaving New York for a lot of different reasons, going down south. The rents have literally gone from about $2,500 a month to almost $5,000. So what they're looking to do is they're looking to relocate. And what we're doing here is we're running all projections to see if their cash flow is better, what percentage of a down payment should they put down? Should they put down 20%? Should they only put down 10%? So we're looking at all different scenarios. Again, reviewing all of the loan documents to make sure what's going on. Also, again, just having discussions on what makes sense to do, what mortgage, things like that. So that's another thing too. Oh, a third one I just thought of, just popped into my head. Another one, a client was looking to buy a car. We were looking at different scenarios and they were reaching out to me, Joe, does it make sense to purchase? Does it make sense to lease? So as we were going through it and talking about it, just based on our discussions and stuff and, about the type of car they were looking at, I did some research on the reliability of the car. How often does the car break down and how expensive is it to repair? So based on that, it was very expensive to repair. It's not the most reliable vehicle, but it is a great car and it's a lot of fun and it looks amazing. In the comments, drop what kind of vehicle you think it is, and if you nail it, I will let you know. But anyway, so as we're going through these things, and I'm saying, look, based on all this, in your situation, I typically would recommend buying, but if this is the car or truck that you are set upon, well, based on the reliability and as expensive as it is to maintain, lease it, get out in 3 years, get a new one so you're not on the hook. Again, just wanted to give a high-level discussion on some of the benefits and other things that we do besides just managing your investments. All right, well, that's another weekly Friday chat. I hope you found this helpful. Again, every week we're going to come up with different topics like this. All right, that's another weekly Friday chat. I hope you found this helpful. If you're on the East Coast, try to stay dry. It's been so humid, it's gross. Hopefully that's breaking. We've had some rain. But if not, remember, Fridays are for pizza. Go get some. See ya.